You. Unlocking potential in the long-neglected livestock sector across value chain and improving its entire ecosystem would be immensely beneficial to the country in terms of new business opportunities, generation of employment, and incomes. Significantly, reforming the sector would also help to mitigate the perennial conflicts between farmers and herders, which have bedeviled the sector with negative consequences of community relations and beneficial productive activities. President Bola Tinubu, who hinted this at the opening of a two-day consultative workshop on livestock reforms at the State House Conference Center, pledged government support in revamping and repositioning the sector to create employment and attract foreign direct investment.
That we do it right. A country of over 200 million people, I cannot serve our children 1 pint of milk in the classroom per day. We didn't see the investment opportunity. We didn't see the economy in the past. Now we're now seeing it. We must work together to realize the dream.
As we all know, livestock farming plays a pivotal role in our food security, nutrition, and livelihood of millions of Nigerians. This consultative forum offers us a unique opportunity to chart a new course for the livestock sector through comprehensive reforms that are inclusive, innovative, and sustainable along the commodity value chains.
Presidential Livestock Reforms Implementation Committee, Professor Tahiru Jega, and other stakeholders thanked President Tinubu for leading the initiative by chairing the Implementation Committee, regretting that past efforts in the same direction were reduced to files in the ministries of agriculture in state and local councils due to lack of political will.
Repositioning the livestock sector would also help us to mitigate the perennial conflicts between farmers and herders, which have bedeviled the sector with negative consequences to peaceful coexistence, community relations, and beneficial productive activities.
This opportunity of these livestock reforms will go a long way to bring about prosperity to the people while encouraging peace and security, particularly food security, qualitative food security that can go to our people.
All those obstacles that are making livestock contribution to GDP will be removed, and therefore it will contribute to agriculture, GDP, and by implication to the national GDP.
It is on record that with 563 million chickens, 58 million cattle, 124 million goats, 60 million sheep, and 16 million pigs, Nigeria is the leading livestock producer in West Africa. Now, President Bola Tinubu has asked the Nigerian Senate to screen and confirm 7 ministerial nominees. The executive communication contained in a letter read by President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, during plenary session. The request has been referred to the Committee of the Whole for expeditious considerations. The President made this latest appointment following the dismissal of 5 ministers in a cabinet reshuffle. The Defense Headquarters has revealed that the ongoing kinetic operations against crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region have ramped up oil production to about 1.8 barrels per day. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, who made the disclosure at the regular briefing on troops' kinetic and non-kinetic actions across the theaters in Abuja, said the development followed a subsisting presidential directive to the military to contain the excesses of economic saboteurs. The spokesperson said the aggressive operation also culminated in the recovery of stolen crude and other illegally refined products worth over 1.7 billion naira in the last 1 week.
Looking at the various theaters of operations, during the week under review, troops neutralized 140 terrorists and arrested 135 of them, thereby destroying their fighting capabilities and weakening their military capabilities as well. In the war against crude oil theft, as well as our effort to boost the nation's daily crude oil production, troops arrested 18 perpetrators of crude oil theft during the week. Troops also denied the theft of crude oil estimated to the sum of 1.7 billion naira during the week.
He disclosed that troops have continued to deepen operational successes across the various theaters of operations with a view to reasserting the full authority of the state. Some of the highlights include arrested over 130 persons, including a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra known as Pius Igor. The Lagos State government has presented checks to another set of 280 beneficiaries living in Lagos to help cushion the effect of the current economic challenge in the country. The special advisor to the governor on political, legislative, civic engagement, Dr. Afolabi Abiodun Tajudeen, reiterated government's commitment to helping to bridge the biting economic crunch. Adetola Kayode reports.
A wind of support from the Lagos State government has blown the way of another set of 280 beneficiaries who reside in Lagos. Special advisor to the governor on political, legislative, civic engagement, Afolabi Tajudeen, who presented checks to the beneficiaries, says with this 6th edition, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is not backing down on bringing succor and tending to the plights of the people in many ways than one.
It's not all about governors alone. It's all about the people the government govern. So they must get that feedback, and we must have a feedback from them too, that what the government is doing is really getting to them.
The beneficiaries thanked the government of Lagos and Governor Sanwo-Olu for coming through for them when the least expected it.
They should keep on the tempo, the way they are doing it. Because they don't need to know you before they give you money. I don't know anybody here. When they call me, I believe what I wrote inspired them to call me.
This is a real boost for the business and for the small-scale businesses, and I tell you, it's going to go a long way. So you should please keep it coming for others coming behind.
Dr. Tajudeen enjoined the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the grants as there's pre- and post-monitoring by the ministry.
Because in the letter, you must give us your phone number, you must give us your address, your home address, and this is where we will go to actually clarify whether you are using the money for what it is meant for.
Sanwo-Olu Cares, Sanwo-Olu Listens is one of the programs introduced by the Sanwo-Olu administration to help cushion the effect of the economic strain on the people. Adetola Kayode, LTV News.
Effective collaboration among law enforcement agencies, prosecutors, and law officers will further build public confidence in the justice system. Justice Mojisola Olatoregun, who said this at a strategic meeting of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice on Enforcement and Administration of Criminal Justice, said this will help tackle the rise in insecurity and corruption that are prevalent in the society. Malbu Josu reports.
The criminal justice system is an essential part of every nation to ensure justice, fairness, the practice of the rule of law, and the institutionalization of a democratic system. At this gathering of state prosecutors and law enforcement officers of the federal government, organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Justice, the keynote speaker, Justice Mojisola Olatoregun, identified some challenges, proffered solutions in achieving enhanced synergy and collaboration among officers.
Fragmentation and duplication of efforts, inadequate training of stakeholders. 3, inadequate resources and inaccessibility to technology. I will also share my suggestions on methods for achieving synergy and collaboration in criminal prosecution and anti-crime efforts. 1. An integrated approach from investigation to prosecution. 2. Capacity building and training. 3. Accountability for outcomes. 4. Investigation infrastructure.
Representatives of these anti-corruption and law enforcement agencies stressed the need for joint training for all stakeholders in the administration of criminal justice.
I want to talk about the coordination and then the collaboration that we're talking about. The first thing that I feel we should work on is policy development. When we talk about policy development, and then that one is going to be aligning the law enforcement agency's policy with that of the Ministry of Justice.
We should strengthen the criminal justice system in the overall fight against corruption, and at their ages, attorney generals should see themselves as partners in the fight against corruption. We at ICPC, we have always encouraged interagency, no rivalry, collaboration.
Procedure for maybe getting in touch with the EFCC and maybe hearing his concerns about the way the case is being handled, or the concern of the AG either during the investigation or prosecution. But when the case is already in court and is being prosecuted by a federal agency, I don't think it's within the contemplation of Section 211 for the Attorney General of that state to attempt to either take over.
The event with the theme Enforcement and Administration of Criminal Justice, enhancing coordination between law enforcement agencies and the Ministry of Justice, particularly in criminal prosecution and anti-corruption efforts. Participants act on community engagement in reducing social vices. Maugbe Jasu, LTV News.
Meanwhile, the Lagos State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, said the state government did not join the suit filed by other states challenging the power of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission before the Supreme Court due to an existing and similar case before the Apex Court. The commissioner, who revealed this while addressing journalists at a 2-day strategic management meeting with ministries, departments and agencies and stakeholders, added that the anti-graft agency had filed a suit against the state after its lawmaker enacted a law to constitute an anti-corruption agency.
Enacted a law on public complaints and anti-corruption agency to set up the State Anti-Corruption Agency Commission to tackle corruption in states. However, the EFCC or the Federal Attorney General decided to challenge that law in the Supreme Court. So if you have joined this matter, it will amount to an abuse of court process, even though we recognize the power of the federal government to enact a law to deal with corruption, but to a limited extent.
It will recall the Supreme Court's reserved judgment in the suit filed by 16 state governors challenging the constitutionality of the laws establishing the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and 2 others to a date to be communicated to the parties. Now, the Lagos State House of Assembly has held a second public hearing on the proposed Local Government Administrative Law 2024. This second hearing reflects some amendment to the bill presented at the first hearing, providing for a law for local government system, establishing an administration, and to consolidate all laws on local government administration and connected purposes. Olatunde Yusuf has details in this report.
It should be recalled that this House of Assembly had enacted a law establishing 37 LCDAs in the state, and until there is consequential constitutional amendment that will recognize the LCDAs as full-fledged local governments, they will continue to be known as LCDAs.
It was an interactive and robust discussion at this second hearing as discussants argue for and against some of the clauses in the new bill, especially on issues that relate to the 37 local council development areas.
The funding by the Constitution today and the Supreme Court judgment, they are saying that the only person that can deal with the fund of a local government in accordance with the law, that is in the manner deemed fit, is as between the chairman and vice chairman of the council and his ESCO and his councillors. The because the Supreme Court has said that if anybody other than the elected person at council touches the fund, it's a gross misconduct.
We know that governors are making mess of local government funds all over Nigeria. But Lagos is exception. Lagos is an exceptional case. Therefore, we need to be very careful. That's why this is like this. Our OECD have been tested for more than 20 years. It's a standing structure. If you knock it off, there will be problem.
The law is for them to have 2 terms. Maybe you want to continue to say 4 years, or you want to take it back to 3 years. Whichever one you decide, there must be that tenure limitation that you can't do more than 2 terms.
Earlier in his keynote address, Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, delivered by his deputy, Honorable Mojisola Miranda, said the gathering is to consider and reflect on the bill as it seeks to further enhance how the third tier of government should be administered. He said the public appraisal will reflect on the next stage of the bill.
The law, when passed, will allow the local government function optimally with strict adherence to the rule of law and separation of powers within the local government.
The chairman of the House Committee on Local Government Administration, Chieftaincy Affairs and Rural Development, Honorable Ganiu Sani, while speaking on the bill, said once it becomes law, the bill will allow local governments function optimally with strict adherence to the rule of law and separation of powers.
The intendment of the proposed bill is to provide the much-needed legal framework aimed at ensuring that our local government provides an efficient and effective service delivery at the grassroots level to Lagosians.
Some of the clauses in the bill include 4-year tenure for the elective offices in the local government, declaration of assets, nomination and removal of a chairman and vice chairman, functions of the chairman, local government supervisors, appointees, executive powers of the local government, street naming, and many more.
Now, a one-day forum on the need to restore potable water supply and bridge the housing deficit in Lagos Island has been held. The forum, organized by a member representing Lagos Island Constituency 1 in the State Assembly, Honorable Lara Olumegbon, is in collaboration with the United Nations and the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies. Correspondent Omoumi Okewu reports.
This is Lagos Island, a key local government area and the former capital of Nigeria, facing a pressing reality, challenges of access to potable water, unemployment and a significant housing deficit. Providing solutions to these issues is the goal of this forum, organized by a member representing Lagos Island Constituency 1 in the State Assembly, Honorable Lara Olumegbon. The event is in collaboration with the United Nations and the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies.
It's to reach out to our communities to ensure that they know the efforts every single person, especially policymakers, are putting in. The roles of policymakers, what they are meant to do, their impact. The most important thing, the most important function of a policymaker is representation. It's for you to be there, for you to represent your people at every point in time, be it on the floor when its plenary is going on or within the constituencies.
Lagos State, the engagement here today is a reflection of the state dedication to fostering a society that values access to affordable health care, social justice, quality infrastructure, and opportunities for employment.
Other speakers at the forum stressed the importance of government's intervention in providing clean water, affordable housing, and other basic amenities for Lagos Island residents. They call for ongoing collaboration between governments, international organizations, and local stakeholders to tackle these challenges effectively.
We've expressed what the government has been doing regarding the rent-to-own program, where it's easy to access these units. What you need to do is, I don't think there is anywhere in Nigeria that you pay 5% of the equity contribution of the purchase price and pay over a 10-year period with a single-digit interest rate.
Mention 1 or 2 locations where you can use. We've had a contractor come and do some soil tests to look at the feasibility of using the groundwater to be treated and reticulated around the world. I understand the plight of the water situation. It's personal to everybody. Water is life. But I'll just appeal for a little bit more time
What Mukhtar Tijani also discussed is how we citizens of Lagos Island, in fact Lagos State in general, can work hand in hand to help this water problem. And I think that is all we need to do if we want our community to be better.
The issue of the Hausa people bringing trucks supplying water wasn't there at that time. And in fact, it is very dangerous because some of the water these people are bringing, we are not sure of the safety, the cleanliness of the water. So we would like the state government to give priority to the issue so that people will have portable, good water supply in Lagos.
The consensus from this gathering is clear. Sustained collaboration is needed to address Lagos Island's challenges and enhance quality of life for its residents. Omoumi Okeo, LTV News.
Now, still ahead. Urban regeneration to begin in Ikorodu, Lagos Island and its environs. That's in a moment. Do stay with us. Many thanks for joining us. The Lagos State government has allayed fears of residents on the release of water from Oyo Dam, assuring that necessary measures are in place to effectively manage the floods. Addressing the media after an extensive tour of areas affected by the staggered water release, the Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, insists property owners and residents of low-lying areas must relocate to higher grounds. Bukola Tiloko reports.
Release of water from the Oyo Dam by the Ogun-Osun River Basin Authority is always a major source of concern and worry for residents of Isheri North as flood takes over the community, making life unbearable for them. At this inspection tour, Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, empathized with residents, assuring them that the Lagos State government, the Ogun State government, and the federal government are working round the clock to mitigate the effects of the flood.
We are getting to a point where the final solution is seeing the light of the day. We thank Mr. President for awarding the contract for the capital dredging of the Ogun River through Itowolo and expanding the width of it. So when they discharge water from the dam, the water level will not be this high. That contract has been awarded, and I think they started the job around 18th of September. The governor has been so unhappy about the state of things. So we just want to plead with them that let's see how far the dredging that has been awarded will go.
This year flood is not massive because there was a collaboration between us and the Ogun State government to dredge the Okparo Canal. That he has come to empathize with us is even something we should be proud of. Not many government officials will come to us at a time like this.
On their part, residents of the community have put in place measures to minimize the flood.
If you look around, you see that our drainages have been depleted. It costs a lot of money. There have been advocacy on how to manage waste in our community.
Also bearing the brunt of the release of water from the Oyo Dam are residents of Ajegunle, Itowolo, and Owodelede. Here, residents built on the plains of the Ogun River.
We also need to appeal to those citizens that are staying around Ajegunle, Itowolo. They are taking so much risk. They're built inside the Ogun River embankment. So it's not about them saying we don't want to leave, we love it, it's our home. It's about how safe, how habitable is the place.
The team also inspected drainage infrastructure in Agbede, Ijede, and Berigbe in Ikorodu.
We have a network of drainage connections going on, connecting a state project with a local government project and a federal project. Is extensive. Agbede is such a very unfortunate neighborhood. Before now, we had an intervention where we had to protect the school and we had to run a very massive
drainage infrastructure through it to discharge into the nearby natural stream, but it's not enough. So graciously, Mr. Governor had approved the second leg of the drainage system to start immediately, and the contractor had been awarded the job, and I believe in the next few days or weeks it should be on site.
The Lagos State government reiterates its commitment to making life livable for residents irrespective of the season. Bukola Taylor Cole, LTV News.
The third rehabilitation care house hospital in Nigeria, Caring Habitat, has been officially unveiled in Lagos. Chief Medical Director of the hospital, Dr. Olaolu Odemuyiwa, asked Nigerians, especially patients suffering from stroke, to take due advantage of the promising healthcare system in Nigeria. Our correspondent Omowumi Okewo reports.
That marks a significant milestone in Nigeria's healthcare system with the official unveiling of the Caring Habitat Rehabilitation Care House Hospital. Situated in the Atlantic Layout Estate, Etiosa, Lagos, the facility offers a 40-patient state-of-the-art care environment designed with accessibility in mind. It features wheelchair-accessible levels, a rehabilitation gym, water treatment pool, industrial kitchen, 24/7 power supply, and a team of critically trained professionals. Addressing an audience that includes government officials and health sector stakeholders, Chief Medical Director of Caring Habitat, Olaolu Odemuyiwa, expresses optimism about the center's potential to make a positive impact on the life of patients and their families. He encourages Nigerians to take advantage of this promising new addition to the country's healthcare system.
Any medically fragile patient who is clinically stable and needs more time for healing and recovery under medical supervision is suitable for our service. We treat patients with dementia, those who are frail or failing to thrive, or recovering from general or orthopedic surgery, or a heart attack, or an acute respiratory infection.
In response, stakeholders commend Dr. Odemuyiwa's initiative, noting the need for more rehabilitation hospitals across Nigeria. They also emphasized that such facilities could help decongest public hospitals, providing a more focused and comprehensive approach to patient rehabilitation.
But who will build Nigeria but Nigerians ourselves? Nobody will do it for us. Americans will not come and develop our country. Canadians will not. Britons will not. I just came back from Canada. I was in Calgary. I was in Toronto. The best doctors are Nigerians.
The motive behind this wasn't the money. It's the gap that it will fill. And I hope that you'll be satisfied when you see people recover from your facility. You'll be satisfied when people are not unduly stressed before they get the kind of whatever.
I'm glad that forward-thinking people like Dr. Odemuyiwa has taken the bull by the horn and done this. And for this, I want to say kudos. On behalf of the health sector in Nigeria, we really appreciate people like yourself that jakpada to contribute your own quota to the development of the health sector.
Your hospital's expertise and resources will undoubtedly enhance access to quality stroke care, reduce morbidity and mortality rates, support research and education initiatives, and foster community awareness and prevent strategies.
With this opening, Caring Habitat has now set a new standard, becoming Nigeria's first rehabilitation care house hospital, a vital step forward in addressing the nation's healthcare challenges. Omowumi Okewo, LTV News.
As the world marks World Polio Day, Rotary Club District 9111 and 9112 has called for more awareness to vaccinate children from 0 to 5 years to achieve polio-free world. Health correspondent Amina Telegushi reports.
Marked on the 24th of October every year, World Polio Day was established by Rotary International to commemorate the birth of Jonas Salk, who led the first team to develop a vaccine against poliomyelitis. Polio is a disease caused by a virus that mainly affects nerves in the spinal cord or brain stem, which could lead to irreversible paralysis. Commemorating World Polio Day allows members of Rotary International, along with public health advocates and individuals committed to a polio-free world, convene to commemorate their accomplishment in the global campaign against polio.
125 countries endemic, and there are 350,000 polio cases a year. Today, there are only 2 countries that are endemic: Pakistan and Afghanistan. And as at today, only 50 cases throughout the world.
Briefing newsmen, Rotary District 9111 and District 9112 highlighted actions taken to ensure total eradication in the world and activities to create awareness on the need to take polio vaccines for children.
Saturday, we'll be doing a polio walk on the island. We invite all the press guys to join us. We'll be walking through the streets of Ikoyi and part of the island on towards Onikon Stadium to carry out a polio walk to sensitize the world about the need to continually immunize our children 0 to 5 against the scourge of polio.
We have succeeded in eradicating over 99%, but then we still have a few pockets of polio, and we will not relent until the whole world is polio-free.
We must keep on immunizing our children from ages 0 to 5. We must reach every child, every time, everywhere, to ensure that our community and our children are safe from polio.
Though Nigeria has been declared polio-free, the message here is for all hands to be on deck to achieve a world free of polio. Aminat Elegushi, LTV News.
Chairman of Surulere Local Government, Suleiman Yusuf, has announced plans to celebrate 2024 Surulere Day. While briefing newsmen ahead of the celebration, Yusuf enjoined residents to be good ambassadors of the community. Ayola Adelisi tells us more.
To celebrate the growth and peaceful coexistence amongst Surulere residents, the 2024 Surulere Day is aimed at showcasing talent and how far the community has grown since its inception. Speaking at the press conference on official unveiling of the 2024 Surulere Day, with the theme Surulere, the New Lagos, Chairman Planning Committee Tayo Gbajabiamila and other members highlighted series of events lined up for the day.
It's going to be of a lot of benefit to everybody in Surulere, as people who have stores here are going to come to the stadium from the first day to the 5th to sell their wares. If they were in their stores, they wouldn't have got as many people as they're going to have, because they're going to have people from the diaspora coming to all the functions, even at the carnival. So it's going to be of a huge economical benefit to all Surulereans.
People, the first day we are having a symposium taking place at the Indoor Sports Hall, Teslim Balogun Stadium on the 10th. And on that very day, we are also having our trade fair, where you come by and we have a discount for you. So you can as well tell everybody to get their market ready for that period.
Chairman Surulere Local Government Area, Sulaiman Yusuf, in his remarks, gave a brief history of Surulere and the benefits of 2024 Surulere Day.
Surulere, meaning patience is rewarding. What began as a small middle-class resident then has strived to become one of the most sophisticated areas in Lagos State and in Nigeria as a whole. Its central location makes it a significant hub for commerce, entertainment, and sports residential activities.
We have so many people who have been successful in Nigeria today that have passed through Surulere. We know this will go through the public media. We are asking that when you see this, please, if you know you came through here, I don't want to call names so it doesn't look like I'm trolling, but we all know ourselves. Please come out and let's make this wonderful, epic, and epoch-making event. Indeed, to the benefit of mankind. Amen. Declare Surulere Day.
Hello, madam.
Scheduled to take place from December 10 to 15, Surulere Day celebration is said to be one of the biggest festivals in Nigeria. Ayola Adelesi, LTV News.
Lagos State Government says it is committed to enhancing skills and knowledge of drivers to ensure road safety and efficient driving. The General Manager of LASTRI, Afusat Tiamiyu, gave this assurance during a seminar on behavioral defensive driving in Lagos. The report. These drivers' limits are often tested on the roads. From the behavioral patterns to the security threats, what is expected of them is the ability to understand what is happening around them.
Safe driving. You must know your responsibility as a driver to yourself, to the vehicle you are driving, and to the driving environment. If you got all those things right, definitely all this problem we are seeing on the road, you see, before now we see, even you can testify to it in Lagos here, we don't rest before. We see tanker break down here, when Okada crush somebody, but now it's reducing. And I believe it's not our own effort alone, it's the collective responsibilities. We as an agency, we are training. Last month, they are doing their own just to make sure that Lagos is safe, Nigeria is safe for everybody to live confidently.
The collaboration with the German Development Cooperation is essentially about entrenching professionalism, safety, and efficiency. This gathering is also about understanding what to do in any given situation.
We did a lot of psychological and behavioral training there. So once the driver sees himself as a professional, somebody offering professional service, then it goes down to determine how he carries himself, how he relates with others in society. We cannot downplay the fact that we're in a unique situation in Nigeria. So drivers, beyond moving the cars, they need to understand how to do a risk assessment.
These drivers we are seeing are constantly embarking on overland trips that's going from one city to the other, and how to avoid being exposed to security risks that they meet on the road, and when it eventually happens, how to mitigate it. For instance, if they come across attacks, they will be trained on that, how to avoid these attacks. If their car break down on dangerous locations, what they need to do.
The bottom line is to have safer roads, but most importantly, have drivers that are aware of the environment with their behavioral defensive skills. Joshua Murakinyo, LTV News, Lagos. If you're just joining us, you're watching Lagos Television News at 8. Coming up. Lagos State Government marks World Coconut Day, empowers about 50 beneficiaries. That's in business news. Do join us again.
Coconuts, often called the tree of life, are known for their incredible versatility, providing food, drink, oil, and materials for shelter and handicrafts. Recognizing its importance, the United Nations designated September 2 as World Coconut Day, highlighting the economic roles of coconuts, especially in tropical countries. Lagos State, the leading coconut producing region in Nigeria, is leveraging on this opportunity. The state accounts for a substantial part of the nation's coconut production. Through the Lagos State Coconut Development Authority, LASCODA, various initiatives has been launched to expand coconut plantations and enhance processing capabilities. This effort includes capacity building and collaborations with government agencies and the private sector. One of such initiatives is this training program on coconut arts and crafts held at the Farm Service Center in Okoba. This training gathered over 50 participants for a 2-week session as part of activities marking World Coconut Day.
With what I'm doing, if I retire, I can get something doing with this craft that I learn how to do it. And I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy with that.
They train us how to make the coconut, make some pendants, cups, chain, drum and belt. I ask myself, I can make the coconuts. I can use it to make anything that I want to make.
Following this intensive and practical training, participants received certificates and equipment from Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the General Manager of Lascoda to support them in expanding their businesses.
Is to give equipment to some coconut processors to mark the day. So we are giving equipment to coconut processors, equipment worth millions of naira for coconut processing in order to build their capacity. We are also giving certificates to those youths, over 1,400 youths that we have trained in waste to wealth, that is making use of coconut shell to do art and craft work. We are also giving certificate to those that we have built their capacity to satisfy them with AACP, HACCP certification so that they will be able to export their coconut products. So those are the things we are doing. And we are also giving 50,000 coconut seeds to the coconut farmers. You can see Mr. Governor gave the symbolic one to coconut farmers across the state.
I'm so glad for this training that they give us in Lascoda for training for coconut how to make a very beautiful things.
A lot of products have been added. People are becoming more aware of eating natural and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. We're encouraging people to feed on coconut water and healthy products from coconut.
Given the importance of coconut production to Lagos State, it is befitting that these trainees and established coconut business owners also featured in the World Food Day Parade. The State Coconut Agency also reiterates its commitment to planting over 10,000 coconut seedlings across Lagos, reinforcing its dedication to sustaining and expanding the coconut industry.
16 secondary schools selected across Surulere have been drawn to compete for honors at the Femi Gbajabiamila football competition scheduled to kick on Thursday, October 31st. The tournament, put together by the office of Honorable Desmond Elliott, Lagos State House of Assembly representing Surulere Constituency 1, is designed to aid talent discovery at the grassroots. Organized in honor of the Chief of Staff to the President, the competition will enhance schools' sports development and give students the platform to exhibit their skills and get necessary exposure. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony and press conference regarding the tournament, former Director, Lagos State Sports Council, Honorable Agbola Dabiri, admonished participating schools to abide by the rules guiding the tournament.
Have your coaches to pick the best among all of them. Many of our stars today were picked from there. Tarela, Eriwosu, many of them were picked from the academic camps.
In his own remarks, Director General Lagos State Sports Commission Lekon Fatodo described the tournament as a big opportunity for the participating schools and urged students to seize the opportunity provided by the competition. Fatodo commended Honorable Elliott for organizing the tournament, noting that the initiative will effectively on the community, urge other lawmakers to do same in their constituencies.
Now we are going back to the conversation around school sport development, and there's no better way to do it than the intervention of state actors, people who have the means, who have the political will, who have the influence to actually showcase what these young people can achieve, and to also give them the opportunity to develop their skill by providing the necessary equipment and facility for them to operate. So it's one of the best things that can come out of our community.
While expressing further commitment to use the tournament to raise future leaders that will excel, Honorable Elliott stated that the initiative will enhance school sport and encourage the youngsters to combine sport and education.
Basically, it's just a time of interaction, 1 full month of interacting with the kids in letting them understand and understanding them and seeing how things have developed. We are hoping that through this kind of exercise that we'll get future great footballers. We've given all of them brand new jerseys, shin guards, boots, footballs, and then first aid kits to every player. And the reason is because we want them to own these things.
The team were drawn to play in a knockout format with matches holding at the Femi Gbajabiamila Mini Stadium at Abati Barracks and the Stable Union Bank Sports Complex. The top teams at the end of the month-long tournament will get cash reward, while outstanding individual players will also receive prizes. Action continues at the Maiden Lagos Individual Boxing Club Championship holding at the Archbishop Age Field, Mushin, with boxers progressing to the next phase of the event following the completion of the preliminary bout. Christopher Babajide Adeleke Adegbuyi and Azim Bakari among top performers that move for the quarterfinals of the action-packed Day 3, and the boxers are prepared to record more wins in their next bout.
I have to fight my fear to be able to perform. That's what I'll give it to. And I'll give it to my coach. I'll give it to my fellow trainer, Polo. So thank you to Babajide Sanwo-Olu for the opportunity to be able to fight our way to the top. I really appreciate everything you have done for us in this Lagos State.
Our governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for the courage he gives to all the boxers in this Nigeria. Thank my coach and my supporter. May God bless us.
For Lagos State to help them develop the right boxers to take for the championship, and hopefully we'll come with the gold. This is my first bout, so I'm looking forward to the next one. I don't know when I'm fighting next, but hopefully the next fight I'll try my best like always, and then inshallah I'll get the win.
Promoting grassroots development and encouraging talented youths to exhibit and develop their skills, the Lagos Individual Boxing Club Championship, among other objectives, is to expose boxers from the local level to international stage, while commending the Lagos State government for ensuring sport development through the championship. Chairman Lagos State Boxing Coaches Association Daniel Adekunle said the event will help Lagos to shun out talent that will represent the state at the national and international competition.
Mushin is now gathering all the boxers and coaches in Mushin to select the best for the festival. I give kudos to the governor and the organizer, which is the DG.
The first leg of the Maiden Lagos Individual Boxing Club Championship in Mushin will end on Sunday, October 27, while the second is expected to hold in Ajegunle on a yet-to-be-announced date.
From the world of sports, let's take you to the foreign scene where at least 17 Palestinians have been killed, including an 11-month-old baby, and 42 wounded in an Israeli attack on a school-turned-shelter in central Gaza's Nuseirat camp. Israeli tanks shelled the overwhelmed Kamal Adwan Hospital in northern Gaza and strafe this facility with machine gun fire as life-saving surgeries ceased after troops arrest most doctors. The Israeli army has killed at least 19 people in Lebanon in the past 24 hours, bringing the total death toll since the start of the war to 2,593. Gaza's government media office says more than 770 Palestinians have been killed and 1,000 wounded. Up next is the weather forecast. Just before we go, a quick look at our major stories. President Bola Tinubu has pledged government support in revamping and repositioning livestock sector to create employment and attract foreign investment. The Nigerian defense has announced 1.8 million barrels of oil production against crude oil theft in Niger Delta. Another batch of 280 Lagos residents have been presented with checks to ease the effect of current economic challenges. On the foreign scene, we told you that Israel has shelled Gaza hospital as dozens of Palestinians have been killed in attacks. For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. And our parting shot tonight. When you live for a strong purpose, then hard work isn't an option. It is a necessity. Please remember to call Lagos toll-free lines 767 or 112. I am Joshua Murakinyo. Good night.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
Face of Ezekiel, the journey has been good, bad. It's been here and there, truthfully. The first year was like, something you just started for the first time. It looked like, how's it gonna go? Along the line,